reality is I, like most of you are standing here today, don't want to be here. Don't think that we should need to be here. And I know I, for one, every time that somebody has spoken to me about this or asked me about this, I don't understand why I'm still speaking about this. But the reality is as somebody who is a member of the LGBTQ plus community, I do understand why we're still speaking about this. Many people who don't experience homophobia or transphobia or biphobia on a daily basis don't realise that it's still as prevalent as it ever was.
More people would actually just help each other with it. I mean, if you hear of anyone in difficulty, it doesn't have to be a young person. There's people in their 60s who don't want to mention it to anyone. But if you do talk to a friend, we just have to stand by each other. There's just way too much hate. And I don't care, whoever gets convicted of this, I don't care where they're from. I actually don't. This happened, it happened. You know, it has to stop. But I mean, the ignorance has to stop, and that's from a young age. And that happens in homes, it happens on the streets, it happens in the schools. We just have to stop it. And I didn't even want to speak tonight, sorry about that.
Well done, Mum.
Sometimes the best people to speak are the ones who don't want to speak. I suppose one of the follow-on things from this is that... He wants to say something yet? That's fine, that's fine. I didn't like my speech either. He's being heard though. Making himself heard, and that's what's important. I suppose some of the follow-on things from this is that myself and Mary are going to look at engaging with some of the insights, some of the schools and stuff like that around the area to engage with them in relation to their relationship to sex education and LGBT awareness and stuff like that. I know the local mental health charity here in town, Hope D, has said that we can use their upstairs room if we want to have an LGBT support group, or as they used to be called in colleges, GSAs, Gay Straight Alliances, where anybody who wants to support or help out or work together is more than welcome.
Get that obviously it's very complex, but I am concerned about the time and the delay that is there. And having said that, legislation on its own is not going to solve the problem, but it sends a really strong message that we as a country and we as a society want to send a very, very strong message that people will not be targeted because of their identity. And that's really what hate crime is about. It's about committing a crime that is a crime because of the identity of the person, be it because of their sexuality, because of their race, because of a number of different reasons. So it's beyond time that we have it on our statute books, but equally as important is how we change people's minds, their hearts and their souls about equality, about standing up for people's rights, and about that empathy and understanding that every one of us is unique, every one of us has a different identity, and that we all deserve to be respected for that identity. Because I can tell you, I get slagged off for being a member of the Fianna Fáil community all too often. But I firmly...
She does wear purple well though.
I firmly believe also within our school situation. I was just speaking to one 8 years ago. I was at the Corlin and Noel for Kildare, the Youth Parliament, and I was really, really impressed with the big message that they had at that day where they got together was that they had a concern for their peers within the LGBTIQ community, and they really wanted a greater tolerance and a greater understanding and greater supports. And I have seen that evidence certainly in some schools. Some schools are absolutely incredible the way that they've taken on board, but Again, I firmly believe that our whole relationships and sex education program radically needs to be overhauled. It's there since, I think it's 23 years now, since it was actually first introduced. And that's something that I have been working on myself. I have something ready to go in relation to it. And the big issue for, say, the Department of Education and the schools taking that on was there was a concern about the ethos of a school and that the ethos of a school would be a barrier. And that's completely wrong. The ethos should not matter. This is a public health, a public safety issue. It's not about the ethos of a school, because what we're talking about is about trying to raise a level of understanding, a level of empathy, and a level of respect. Respect to me is the most important word in the English language. And if we all learned how to respect one another, wherever we are, within our families, within our communities, within our schools, the world would be a far better and a far greater place. And I'm here just to be in solidarity with Chris and with Molly, both friends, and solidarity with all of those who feel that they are harassed, those who feel that prejudice is against them. And I welcome any type of event that is going to show passion and compassion, and just to show that together we can work at different levels to try to make society a better place for everybody and for all.